2 years. That's how long I believed my past had finally stopped chasing me. 2 years since I signed the divorce papers, since I walked out of a marriage that had hollowed me from the inside. 2 years since I rebuilt myself in silence. And yet, on an ordinary Tuesday morning, the past found me again, standing right outside my front door. The sound of the knock was sharp, heavy, authoritative. Not the knock of a neighbor, not the knock of a delivery driver. This one carried weight. I froze mid-sip, my coffee cup trembling slightly in my hand. My eyes drifted toward the door as a strange chill crawled up my spine. I wasn't expecting anyone. No calls, no messages, no warnings. Another knock followed, louder, more urgent. I stood up slowly, my heartbeat pounding in my ears. The closer I got to the door, the more uneasy I felt, like my body already knew what my mind refused to accept. When I opened the door, my breath caught. 2 police officers stood on my porch. "Mr. Ethan Walker," one of them asked. "Yes, that's me. We need to speak with you. May we come in?" Time slowed. The room felt suddenly smaller, tighter, as if the walls were listening. I stepped aside, nodding without thinking, and let them in. The taller officer spoke first. "Calm. Professional. This concerns your ex-wife." The words hit me like a punch to the chest. I hadn't heard her name spoken out loud in 2 years. Not since the courtroom. Not since the final signature. Not since I promised myself I was done reliving that chapter. My mouth went dry. What about her?" I asked. "She's missing." For a moment, I couldn't breathe. Missing? Of all the things I expected to hear, that wasn't one of them. The shorter officer leaned forward. "And we believe you may have information that could help us." My heart raced. Information? About her? I laughed bitterly. I haven't spoken to her in 2 years. I moved cities, changed jobs, changed my life. They exchanged a look. That's what we need to verify. 2 years earlier, my life looked nothing like this. Back then, I was a man who believed in loyalty, in commitment, in forever. I met Lena Carter when we were both struggling young professionals in Chicago. She was charming, ambitious, and effortlessly confident. I admired her drive. I admired her fire. When she said she loved me, I believed her without question. We built a life together, a home, shared dreams, shared routines. Or so I thought. The betrayal came quietly. Late nights, excuses, emotional distance. And then the truth surfaced, undeniable, humiliating, and cruel. She was cheating. Not once, not a mistake, but a pattern. I remember standing in our living room, holding proof in my hands, while she looked at me with eyes that held no remorse, only irritation at being caught. "I didn't mean for it to happen like this," she said. That sentence broke something in me that never fully healed. The divorce was brutal. Friends chose sides. Whispers followed me into courtrooms and offices. But I walked away with my dignity intact. I didn't beg. I didn't scream. I didn't retaliate. I left. I promised myself that betrayal would never define me again. Life after divorce wasn't easy. I relocated to Denver, took a new position, and rented a quiet apartment where no memories followed me. I focused on work, on fitness, on rebuilding my confidence piece by piece. I stayed away from relationships. Trust didn't come easily anymore. But eventually, peace did. Also, I believed. Back in my living room, the officers questioned me for over an hour. Where was she last time I saw her? Did she have enemies? Did she owe anyone money? Each question reopened wounds I thought were long healed. "I don't know," I said honestly. Whatever life she built after me, I wasn't part of it. They weren't convinced. Before leaving, the taller officer paused. "If you remember anything at all, call us." When the door closed behind them, I collapsed onto the couch. Anger surged through me. Even now, even after everything, she had managed to drag me back into chaos. I told myself to let it go. But curiosity is a dangerous thing. And unresolved anger has a voice. That night, sleep wouldn't come. My mind replayed every memory, every lie, every red flag I ignored. I opened my laptop, just to look, just to confirm that her problems were no longer mine. That's when I found the first crack. An old email account she once shared with me, forgotten, untouched. Curiosity turned into suspicion as I scrolled. Receipts, unfamiliar names, large cash withdrawals. My pulse quickened. This wasn't random. I started digging deeper. Former co-workers, old social circles, people she once called friends. Most didn't respond. One did. Rachel Monroe. She hesitated at first. Then fear crept into her voice. She got involved with the wrong people, Rachel whispered over the phone. She thought she could outsmart them. What people? I asked. Rachel went silent. Then she hung up. The more I uncovered, the darker the picture became. Lena hadn't just cheated on me. She had cheated everyone. Fake investments, borrowed money, manipulated trust. And eventually, she crossed a line. The people she crossed weren't emotional. They were methodical, dangerous, and they wanted what was theirs. Suddenly, her disappearance made sense. She wasn't missing. She was hiding. I could have walked away. I should have, but something inside me shifted. 4 years, I had been the victim, the one blindsided, the one left to rebuild alone. Now, the roles were reversed. I went to the police with everything I found. Names, locations, transactions. They listened carefully. 2 days later, my phone rang. We found her, the officer said. She's alive. Relief didn't come, only clarity. She was hiding in a rundown motel, broke, terrified, and alone. I didn't go see her. I didn't need to. Some battles don't require confrontation. Some endings write themselves. Weeks passed. The investigation moved forward. Consequences followed. And for the first time since my divorce, I felt something unexpected. Freedom. Not satisfaction. Not revenge. Freedom. I realized something important. Walking away wasn't weakness. It was strength. Life had delivered justice far more effectively than I ever could. 2 years after divorcing my unfaithful wife, I finally understood the truth. Betrayal doesn't always need retaliation. Pain doesn't always demand revenge. Sometimes, patience is the most powerful weapon of all. And as I stood alone on my balcony that evening, watching the city lights glow beneath me, I smiled, not because she had fallen, but because I had risen. For the first time in years, I was truly free.